Hello everyone, and welcome to your weekly blue sky reading. This is for the week of January 27th of 2019. And I'm here in my favorite elemental paradise. This is my parents' home in Pollard's Mills in Newport, New Hampshire. And I just love it here. I felt like I really wanted to be here for this reading. So you hear the rush of the Sugar River behind me. And I'm looking at these beautiful trees, a whole forest of them in front of me. This is just the perfect spot for water, air, earth, and fire. There's a fire pit down there. It's covered in snow at the moment, but this is really this elemental feel, and I sense that this week we're getting back to the basics of something. So our symbol for this week is Virgo 13, and it reads, "A powerful statesman overcomes a state of political hysteria." For those of us living in the US, I mean, political hysteria is putting it mildly. Doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, I don't care. I'm not talking about politics in this reading because there's way too many voices in that as it is. But I think it's about the fact of overcoming hysteria. I think this is about getting back to the basics. I mean, I can't even relay to you the feeling that I have when I'm in this place here. I mean, it moves me. And I ask you, do you have a place or a feeling or something that you do, or people that you see, that you get together with, or types of work or projects that you love doing that get you back to the basics, that get you back to what matters most, that make you feel the gratitude for being human? Because I think it's what we need to ground the energies. We all have a part in that. And if we're so lost in all the political hysteria that literally this symbol is pointing out for us this week, we kind of lose the footing that keeps us somewhat stable through these rocky times. So I'm inviting you along with me. You're all here with me. I wish you could see what I see, but I know you can hear that river just a-rushing with all the rain and the snow we've had. It's absolutely magical here. So I also want to point out that this symbol is the third stage of the 33rd sequence in the Sabian set. And this speaks to the energy of 333. And that's about words like encouragement, strength, a call to greater creativity, and enhanced communication skills. I feel like we got to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and say, you know, we can do better. We can do better. And really getting back to the basics. That's what I feel this is about. So I'm keeping this reading basic rather than getting super deep with it. I'm just going to see what flows. I'm really encouraged by the cards, the card decks that came forward in my dowsing. It's been a long time since the flower therapy, soul coaching, and the healing with the fairies decks came forward. Those are the three, what I call lightest decks. They're the softest of all of the decks that I have. So that speaks to the energy shift that is being called forward for us in the blue sky view anyway, because that's what I'm translating here for each of us. So those that chose the first card, this is from the flower therapy deck. And again, softness with this deck. Think about the softness of flower petals. And I want to stress the keynote of this. Getting back to the basics, what really matters here. Getting grounded again, adding some stability to all levels of your energy field, but most of all, just your psyche. And you have purification. The white rose, absolutely beautiful, so soft. And you know, I'm getting this vision of a wedding cake as if this is a joining together of something new that's possible for us. This says, by purifying your life of negative people, places, and experiences, you attain true peace. And this is this idea with the wedding cake. The wedding is between you and this blue sky version of you. This part of you that knows that peace is always available. That this white rose awaits. That there's a purity of spirit that wants your attention this week. And really, I can't stress enough, keeping it simple. Getting back into enjoying something that is so basic, like what I'm experiencing here right now with you. No matter where you are in the world, you're here with me in New Hampshire. You're listening to the Sugar River with me. You're seeing those white caps. You're seeing this evergreen surrounding me. It's getting back to the purity of what brings you peace. We are each peacekeepers in our own way, and I'm just asking you to pay attention to your own experience here. I think we all realize there are plenty of voices and energy and everything going into all of these big matters that are going on the national stage. But again, who's watching your shop? And are you abandoning your shop in favor of being yet another voice in all of that and getting caught up in that chaos? And of course, voices matter, but your stability also matters from an energetic standpoint. And so, with this purification message, I feel like it's stripping out the things that are causing disharmony for you. And it's just healthy to take a look at, where am I getting distracted from the things that I really want to do? And if you even got as earthy, the element of earth, and taken a cue from Virgo, our symbol, and you made a list each day of the things, at least one thing that really brings you joy, that you want to make time for. And your keyword here is peace. True peace. What is it that brings you peace? And make time every day. And I literally want you to make a list, or at least write that one thing down and put it in your schedule, just like you would a meeting or anything else with your work. Actually schedule it. Because Virgo calls us to get really specific with our routines and to get organized, and most of all to get stable. That's the call. This is not hysteria, this is stability, and it's stability of peace and harmony for you. The second card up is from the Soul Coaching deck. Oh, this is exactly what I'm going to do after I do this reading. Pleasure. Oh my God, I just got like a warm drift through my body. This is a cup of hot chocolate with marshmallows in it, steaming cuppa, and it says, "My life is deliciously joyous." Oh my gosh. I just feel like I had warm butter poured all over me. This is the call to you this week. Is instead of the chaos and the political hysteria, as our symbol points out, can you prioritize deliciously joyous, small moments? Because we all recognize where we've been over the past really month, particularly here in the US. And also, a lot of us are still coming down off from the holiday season. I find January to be a time of gaining back my stability, especially financially. And that's what I'm feeling with you. who chose this card is it, instead of the grind of it all and getting caught up in, oh, I should be further ahead on this than I am, or any kind of beating yourself up about anything, looking at yourself as less than in some way. I really want you to enjoy this kappa feeling. These are very, when you have big energy patterns playing out in the collective, and lots of energy being devoted, whether it's in the machine that is Christmas, or the fervor, the build up to the new year, or all of the splashy hype around the Super Bowl and the playoffs and all that. I mean, I'm making a lot of US references here. And then all this political stuff that's going on, and then I think many people within their work are experiencing upsets of one kind or another, because we are shifting into this year of creativity, and that requires us to bring new solutions forward. So my point is for you that with all these huge energies playing out, and there being sort of a topsy-turvy feeling, things really getting stirred up, the best thing we can do to balance ourselves and to find some level of stability in our energy field, that's what I'm looking out for you for, is in these very small pleasures, because this is the contrast to the big energy shifts, like tectonic plates shifting. This is the balancer, is the small stuff, is when things get overwhelming, the best thing you can do is to go small, and that's even minute to minute, day to day, week to week, and to just look at what you're dealing with in the moment. The time gets small. That makes it possible for us to find pleasure, because when we get too big in our view, then we take in all that other stuff that's going on in the collective, in the broader network of energy that is transitioning on this planet. So the call to you is the small stuff. And seriously, this is like a really great cup of coffee, like I'm going to go make for myself after this reading, and just to sit in a beautiful place and to be so grateful for everything that you have achieved, and just to know the wonderful things you have in process for yourself for this year, and every single one of you does. So make it small, little bits, little Hershey kiss moments throughout your week. It's important. This is the balancer. For those that picked this card, this is from the Healing with the Fairies deck. Oh gosh, we have so many harmony messages. Family harmony comes up. And when I look at this, for this reading, it's this beautiful red-headed child riding on the back of this fairy, woman with long black hair. And I think about the fire of the redhead. And this card signifies to me that inner child energy. And particularly with the inner child, I always feel the energy of the sacral chakra, that orange color. And the sacral is the home of the inner child. And in astrology, the 5th house is the home of the inner child. This is the part of you that wants you to have some fun this week. We've been entirely too serious. And again, this is a balancing week, because everything has gone upside down and over and tumble toss here and there. We don't even really know what end is up, energetically speaking. And it's affecting so many parts of all of our lives. Even if you're not into politics or into the Super Bowl or into Christmas or any of these big energies that I feel are what are causing this sort of crescendo that I feel, still you are part of the human collective. And so you're riding the wave with everybody else, whether you want to or not. You could be in a cave, you could be a hermit in your house, and still that energy does affect you because we're all interlinked in our energies as being part of the human collective, all from the same divine spark. So no amount of hiding away is going to make that energy stop. It simply is a part of experience on this planet. It is what we glide along with through our life experience. And so tempers can start to rear, or, you know, we can get really think, okay, I'm just going to put my head down and I'll, you know, duck out here until it blows over. But still the effect is there because it's like an energy soup that we're part of. And so this sort of redheaded child here is that inner child part of you, that really fired up, passionate, imaginative part of you that says, geez, what could we work on that's, and I'm really feeling this need to change up the routine. Because our symbol this week is Virgo, and Virgo is very routine driven. Loves to have a schedule and the stability of knowing, okay, when I do this, this is how I do it, this is the order of events. And again, in terms of balancing the political hysteria that is this Virgo symbol, we kind of have to go in the reverse direction. We kind of have to become like Pisces, which is the reverse of, it is the opposing partner of Virgo, which is about flowing. Every day when you wake up this week, really check in with yourself as to what do I really feel like focusing on today? I mean, there's certain things we have to do as part of our obligations on the planet and in our lives. However, think about that we always have the choice of, what kind of energy we bring to those tasks. And perhaps we have a choice in the order in which we do them and in how much time we spend on them. Or do we very diligently get something done quickly so that we can get on to something that is more pleasing to that little redhead within that's sitting down in your sacral chakra area going, hey, enough with the hamster wheel. This is how we begin to break up the energy. And those of you who have been watching me for a while, you know this is totally the vibe. This is the big message that I'm always giving, is about this inner child fun. The glitter guru is another name I have for it. The genie bottle within, that fairy godmother inside you that offers that view, looking through your one-of-a-kind kaleidoscope. These are all the kinds of things that I always say. And this really wants your attention this week. So prioritize fun and really think about breaking up your routine. Because this is going to help to, I want to stress, you will help to break up these broader climactic energies that have been built up from so many different events. You will be helping to break that up a little, to stir the pot a little, so that things can come into a little bit more of a stabilized position, which is more comfortable for the collective overall, and that is the energy of harmony. This is broader family harmony, and you're a part of it. This is family harmony across the human collective. It's that big. And these are, because of, you see the severity of what is playing out. And especially in politics, as our symbol points out. But just know you have an important part to play, okay? It's important that you find your way to joy, find your way to creativity, imagination, breaking up your routine, because you will be helping more than just yourself. And I know that is hard to fathom, but it's real. And it brings a sense of harmony and stability that is so important, so that we can really start moving forward and using our creativity for this 3-year that we're in. That's it, everybody. And if you would like any of my services, I do customized private card readings that are delivered as a video, or astrology services. You can visit bluesky-shop, shoppe.com, and I'll be happy to fit you in and look forward so much to partnering with you for a specialized message for you about what wants to come forward from your blue sky self. Have a great week, everybody. See you next week.